Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with another transfer talk show. We've had a few players linked again with Aston Villa. Left back who we faced the other night, a couple more attacking midfielders, one that's jumped back into the scene, the transfer scene, and also a highly rated young Scottish midfielder as well. So we're going to get right into it. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are marching on to 5,000 subscribers. You guys can help us get us there. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and get your comments in on the players that are linked to Aston Villa. So first of all, we faced him on Wednesday night against Juventus, and it did come out that Andrea Cambiaso was a target for Aston Villa in the summer, and apparently we made a £35 million bid for him in the summer, and that was quickly and swiftly turned down. But could it be an opportunity, potentially Aston Villa, to rekindle that deal? He has signed a new contract up until I think 2029. But we know that Juventus, we know we've got the links in terms of the Douglas Luiz transfer, Barrenechea, and Inning Jr. We did the deal there. So potentially there's room for negotiation. But he is more of a left back. And we have Luca Dean. We obviously have Ian Matson as well. Has played now 47 times for Juventus, scoring 3 goals. Has had loan spells at Bologna, Empoli. So he's pretty highly rated now, has 13 caps and scored 2 goals. If we have a look at his SofaScore ratings, he's obviously got Champions League experience and would come with really good pedigree. We saw how good he was the other night. You know, Juventus defend very, very well, and they do play a really good style of football. Whether that's transferable to the Premier League, it is there to be seen. But we do know in the quality of their defence is excellent. He's 24 years of age, predominantly left back, but can play left midfield, can play right midfield as well. Has strengths of playmaking and those long balls. So that's quite good in terms of the passing ability, the technical ability that we know these players have got. Like I said, predominantly operates down the left-hand side, but can operate down the right. Does like to get forward. Has started 12 games from a total of 13 this season. Scored 1 goal. Also missed 1 big chance. Obviously, that's not what he's there. That's not what his main job is. Hasn't had any assists, but has created 3 big chances. Looking at the passing accuracy, again, pretty decent there. 91% per game, 94% in his own half and 84% in the opposition half. The 85% at the accuracy of the long balls, which is really high. And 3.9 ball recoveries per game is pretty good as well. Doesn't get dribbled past often. 62% in terms of successful dribbles and 58% in terms of ground duels won, and doesn't lose possession too much in terms of that, and is pretty good at kind of recycling the ball and keeping possession. So obviously very highly rated player. I don't know whether that would be an option for us to jump back in, and whether that would be needed in terms of that type of player for us right now. But certainly a highly rated player and one who is potentially an option. Now, into that midfield area, we've seen a couple of players that I spoke about the other day that were linked in that attacking midfield area, and we definitely need something to spark us into life. Obviously, take a bit of pressure off the likes of Morgan Rogers, Jacob Ramsey. We don't know how long he's going to be able to stay fit for. At the moment, he's injured. Emi Buendia, how is he going to get the opportunities? Is he anything like he was before? And he was inconsistent in those times anyway. So we've actually now been linked with another attacking midfielder, or a couple of attacking midfielders, Nadiem Amiri, who is currently playing for Mainz and has appeared 25 times, scoring 4 goals. Played for Bayer Leverkusen in their record-breaking season as well. Has only just transferred to Mainz, and he played 105 times, scoring 8 goals for Leverkusen, has 5 caps for Germany a few years ago now. A little bit older than maybe Unai Emery has gone for in the past in terms of profile, age 28, but would he bring a bit more experience to the side? Would he bring a bit more know-how to the side? Potentially available at a really reasonable price of, I think, 10 million euros apparently. And there are 1 or 2 other clubs looking at him as well. And again, looking at his SofaScore ratings, 28 years of age, as I said, attacking midfielder, central midfielder, and defensive midfielder as well. So can play right through the centre. And looking at his heat map there, it is predominantly towards that kind of central midfield area, sort of box to box in those middle thirds of the pitch, but has got an eye for goal, 10 appearances and scored 3 goals this season, which is pretty good return, 2 from inside the box and 1 from outside of the box. And does generally get 1 or 2 shots on target per game, which is pretty good as well. Has 2 assists and has created 6 big chances. So obviously likes to create chances for his other teammates. Has 2.3 key passes per game as well. 83% in terms of accuracy, 92% in the own half, and 70% in the opposition half. We know he's obviously trying those more expansive and those more thoughtful passes, creative passes to try and get players in. 7.3 ball recoveries per game, so really hard working player there, and 1.1 tackles per game as well. And 50% in terms of successful dribbles, 56% in terms of aerial duels won. But you see that possession lost there. He's trying those more creative passes, so he's obviously high risk, high reward type player. But yeah, obviously he's played for Leverkusen, has experienced European football, I imagine, as well, and capped for Germany. So it does come with that experience. Whether he's available at a good price, could he be a potential bargain for January for someone to come in? I don't know whether he'd hit the ground running, but certainly got that experience. Now, another one is Oihan Sancet of Bilbao. Really highly rated player here. This one would be really exciting signing, and I think he's got a very, very, very high release clause, 24 years of age, 6'2", attacking midfielder. We know how difficult it is to sign players from Bilbao, though, and maybe the Unai Emery connection is coming back into this as well. 145 appearances since 2019 for Athletic Bilbao and scored 28 goals. Has 4 caps for Spain as well, his first one in 2023. So he's in and around the Spain squad as well. And I think his release clause is something like 80 million. So this would be a really, really, really big signing. And I don't think something that we'd be looking at in January, certainly not. We'd need to probably raise some more funds to get someone like this player. But interesting to know that we're rated and we are linked with him. 24 years of age, as I said, attacking midfielder, central midfielder as well, high press. Again, strength is long balls as well. We look at his heat map, operates off that right-hand side, coming into the centre as well, does get in the box, has played 11 times, started 10 games in La Liga, has scored 5 goals already this season, so likes to get on the end of chances, has missed 4 big chances as well, so could have been even better. 4 goals from inside the box, 1 from outside the box, scored with his head and his left and his right foot as well. Doesn't have any assists yet, so he's probably more of a finisher than a creator, but we do need goals at the moment in our team. We know how heavily reliant we are on Ollie Watkins and John Duran, who has dropped off a little bit lately. 84% passing accuracy, 92% in his own half and 79% in the opposition half. So pretty good stats there in terms of the accuracy. 3.5 ball recoveries per game, so hasn't quite got the defensive stats that Nadiem Amiri has, but still a pretty decent player, and obviously knows where the goal is, knows what he's doing. 53% in terms of successful dribbles, 63% in terms of aerial duels won as well. So has that height, has that strength, also has the ability to score goals. So someone who I think would be an excellent signing, but I'd imagine he is extremely highly rated and extremely sought after across Europe. Now, we have been linked again with Semih Kilicsoy, the Turkish youngster. That looks like we're in a battle with PSG for him. He would be another excellent player, 19 years of age, I think, very young still, but could be a really useful player for us to try and go for. But again, whether we would be able to outbid or outcompete someone like PSG, who would obviously offer him, pretty decent money, I'm sure. that would be remains to be seen. But yeah, we spoke about him in the summer, and I think he was very, very much linked with Aston Villa in the summer. So this one could have something moving with it, but I'm not 100% sure. We're looking like an 18 million euro transfer bid, but like I say, we're in battle with PSG. And finally, a young player in Scotland, Lennon Miller. We, along with a number of other clubs, including Celtic, I believe West Ham, and numerous other clubs, are looking at Lennon Miller for around about a £5 million fee. Manchester United interested, Liverpool interested, Leeds interested, Newcastle interested. So he's obviously attracting a lot of interest. Currently playing for Motherwell, has 40 appearances since 2022 and scored 2 goals. Has been represented Scotland from under 16s and now at under 21 level, scoring 2 goals in 5 games. So I guess one who is much more of a one for the future, but he's obviously getting first team experience right now with Motherwell. He's 18 years of age, so obviously one to watch out for in the future. And we know we've signed players from Scotland. We know Rory Wilson, obviously we signed him. That looks like he's moving on, but we do definitely use that as a market for us in terms of getting young players and potentially send them out on loan. You know, I doubt he would challenge for the first team, but obviously does have first team experience at the moment. And for 5 million, you'd probably look at that and think, well, that's a potential business earner in terms of future investment. Plays defensive midfield or central midfield. Operates across that sort of central and right hand area as well. Played 12 times, 12 starts, scored 2 goals as well, and missed 2 big chances. Both goals from inside the box and both with his right foot. 4 assists and 6 big chances created. Obviously, we know the Scottish Premiership isn't at the level of the Premier League or at the top European leagues, but at 18, is showing that he can compete in men's football. 73% total passing accuracy, 87% in his own half and 59% in the opposition half. So would potentially want to increase those percentages, but you can see the potential there. 1.5 interceptions, 1.5 tackles per game, 6.3 ball recovery. So works very, very hard. 59% in terms of successful dribbles, 56% in terms of ground duels won. So a few rough edges to probably refine, but at 18 years of age, playing in men's football, playing in the Scottish Premiership, he's got to be one to watch. So potentially a bidding war between numerous clubs for someone like Lennon Miller. That's it in terms of the roundup. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Who would you be interested in us signing? Do any of those names attract and interest you? What do you think we're going to do in January? Are we going to have money to spend? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button as well, people. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. We'll be back later with our In the Away End with Charlie from Blue Brother and also Chelsea Fan TV. And we're also back tonight with our full match preview, myself and George on tonight. So stay with the channel. Thank you for watching. And as always, remember, we'll follow the Villa.